The first day of former President Donald Trump's criminal trial in New York City was immediately followed by right-wing pundits predictably raging and urging their followers to literally do crimes. Starting with conservative media personality Clay Travis, who, again, promoted jury tampering. Wow. Here's what he wrote. If you're a Trump supporter in New York City who is part of the jury pool, do everything you can to get seated on the jury and then refuse to convict. As a matter of principle, dooming the case via hung jury is the most patriotic thing you could possibly do. No, that would be the opposite, and again, would be a literal crime. Again, this is a perversion of the American legal system, right? Nobody's supposed to be above the law. Justice is supposed to be blind. That's why this case needs to play out as it's supposed to. Whether you're, for Trump or not for Trump, it doesn't matter. You need to have this case looked at on the facts, right? And let justice take its course. That is what's supposed to happen. So now for the for the trial's jury selection, which, by the way, so far, 2 days into it, we still don't have a jury. Why? It's because jury selection is very, very important. You want to get a fair and impartial jury that is going to hear the facts. Potential jurors are required to answer 42 questions to gauge whether or not they're able to be fair and impartial. That's kind of a bedrock of our legal system, is you've got to make sure that the people can judge you fairly on the facts, on the merits. Clay Travis telling people to lie to get on the jury and then, irrespective of evidence, refuse to convict, that's hugely problematic. Okay, but there's more. It's not the only one. Laura Loomer, who was actually outside the courtroom leading a group of Trump supporters, which is totally fine. I mean, you want to protest, you can protest. That's your right. She then accused Judge Juan Merchan of election interference. Wait, this is a case about election interference. Donald Trump interfering in the election by trying to bury negative stories in the press and falsifying business records to do it. But no, she said that election interference is making Trump do things that every other person on criminal trial is required to do, which is to show up to the trial in person every day. Okay, here's what she writes. In the courtroom just now, Judge Merchan just told President Trump that he will be arrested if he doesn't show up for trial every day. The trial is expected to be 6 to 8 weeks long. This is blatant election interference. Again, this is literally how criminal trials work. It doesn't matter what you have planned. And by the way, they're also falsely saying that, they're going to make Trump miss Barron's birthday. No, there's no decision on that. Trump did ask the court, hey, can I take time off for that? And so far, no answer on that. But here's the thing. Everyone on criminal, in a criminal trial is subject to this rule. MAGA apparently thinks that, no, he shouldn't be subject to this rule. That we should give Donald Trump special treatment and special rules. Why? Why does he deserve special rules and no one else does? That doesn't make any sense to me. Now, you have Trump attorney Alina Habba, who is, by the way, not representing him in this trial. She's also accusing Judge Merchan of being unfair regarding jury selection rules. She's also claiming something about Trump not getting due process, and she actually claims to be a lawyer. Well, she did say she would rather be pretty than smart. Again, unfair jury selection rules. Really, what's the evidence on that?
Just forget about the evidence.
Oh, trust me, bro. Just trust me. Bad. Look, MAGA has the best projection, accusing others of trying to unfairly influence the jury selection while they're out there doing it. And there's more. North Dakota Governor Doug Burgum calls this a sham trial, unprecedented attack during an election year. Of course, New York Representative Elise Stefanik posted, corrupt Judge Merchant, a Biden donor whose family member has profited off this case and who illegally gagged President Trump, just said if you do not show up, there will be an arrest. A 6 to 8 week show trial, total election interference. So here's the thing. This is by design, not the court's design, not Merchant's design, Donald Trump's design. You see, Donald Trump, through his legal tactics and maneuvering, tried to delay the trial as much as possible. So much so that this case might be the only one that ends up being heard before the election. Now, he tried to get it until after the election, and he has failed to do so. These cases have actually been years in the making. And so, yes, if you could get it before the election, obviously, that's what they tried to, that's what prosecutors tried to have happen before the election season. Unfortunately, with Trump's delays, this is where we're at. So, ain't nobody's fault but Donald Trump's. Okay. That said, Trump is going to take the opportunity to make a spectacle of this whole thing and treat it like a campaign. Okay. He knows it's going to rile up his fans, knows it's going to rile up his supporters, who under no circumstance are going to turn away from him. For example, we've got Florida Representative Byron Donalds, who told the Daily Beast, quote, "You get an alleged conviction on BS charges in front of a judge that is not impartial, and that's supposed to sway my mind? Man, I'm bigger than that. I don't worry about that kind of stupid stuff. Yes, facts, logic, reason, the law. We're not worried about that kind of stupid stuff." Yes, that's right. That's right.
Stupid.
Okay, there's more. Senator Ted Budd, North Carolina, said, "I don't think that it matters to the American people because they don't believe it to be a fair trial. They believe that all these trials are completely unfair against him to drain him of his resources, and it's completely done the opposite thing. It's rallied the American people behind him." Now, look, on some of the other cases, the American people actually are taking it more seriously. But on this case, he might be right, at least when you look at the polls. So let's go to that. A recent AP NORC poll found that only 3 in 10 Americans feel that any of the prosecutors who have brought this case and charges against Trump are treating the former president fairly. And about 2 in 10 Americans are extremely or very confident that the judges and jurors in the cases against him can be fair and impartial. The poll also found that 35% of Americans say that Trump has done something illegal with regard to the hush money allegations. Slightly fewer, about 3 in 10, think he did something unethical without breaking the law. 14% think he did nothing wrong at all. So actually, let me correct myself here. This is all the cases against Trump. So that's very important context. Another poll, the latest New York Times Siena College poll, that found that a majority of voters do believe that former President Donald Trump had committed serious federal crimes. When they ask him about this case specifically, 46% of likely voters surveyed said that they believe Trump should be found guilty. 37% said he should be found not guilty. Again, all of this is before any evidence is shown. Okay, so let me just say that it's a good thing that this case is going to be settled in a court of law, not in the court of public opinion. Okay, because we don't know all the facts. We don't know all the details. I'd like to see the evidence. To be honest, I'd like to see more of that, more of the evidence that we've seen, and see what the prosecution, what their case is going to look like. We have some ideas, we have some speculations, but how exactly they're going to, play this case out, I'm really interested to see it. Okay, so that said, while a conviction in the Manhattan case will hurt him, won't hurt him among his fans, okay, it will cost him independence. Polls have shown that these voters will be less likely to support Trump if there's a conviction. So you gotta understand that this is why they're out there, why they're talking about jury tampering, nullification. They're worried about the electoral consequences of this. And it's because Trump and his fans understand that they need to win, no matter what. This is not about truth. It's not about justice. It's about power. It's about winning, right? MAGA wants power above everything else. Power, control and to, of course, protect Trump. In their pursuit of power, I think a lot of them believe that the ends will justify the means. That's why they don't care about these cases. And when they say, this stuff about Biden trying to shut them down, election interference, this is just projection. Biden has nothing to do with this trial. There's the Biden campaign is staying silent about these criminal charges. And by the way, this is not a federal trial; it's a state trial. So of course he's got nothing to do with it. And it is about election interference, and it's through the use of hush money payments. That's the reality here.